this chapter I've noticed has caused a lot of division in people, especially if they were very, egocentric or culturally centric, where they have only been told one narrative and that's the only narrative they have room for. I think part of being a human is growing and expanding, so allowing yourself the room to grow and expand when new information comes into your hemisphere and you realize it's better information and you adopt it and you expand as a human being, as a spirit, as a person. So expand if you will, and if not, that's not my responsibility. God. I say God like that the way old time preachers pronounce it because it draws a parallel between my version of God and the average view of the mythological God. I was born in Thailand and I came to the United States when I was very young. Buddhism is the national religion of Thailand and my mother's first religion. When we first moved to Texas, my mother was married to a GI that left her after she stabbed him 9 times for slapping me off a table one night, knocking out my front teeth when I was around 4, and he came home in a drunken stupor. After that, speaking very little English, we needed help, and somehow or another, someone from Elmcrest Baptist Church started coming around to help this woman and her young son with food and just general assistance living in a foreign country. The trade off was we were now Baptists, which I enjoyed. It was fun. What a fascinating story. Jesus of Nazareth, born in a manger, disappears at 13 after a remarkable visit to the temple to astound wise men with his knowledge, shows back up at 30 to defy the Jerusalem Jewish hierarchy and Roman Empire to die a horrible death that sets all men free who accept him as Lord and Savior and shapes most of Western civilization for the next 3,000 years. It's a great story. It's a great narrative, huh? One problem is where's a lot of the hard proof for any of these things that have anything to do with anything relevant to my life today? Not only that, where did Jesus go after he was 13 and why isn't any of that documented? I have read many books that say that at age 12 or 13 when a young Jewish male is bar mitzvahed, they are declared a man and it is time for them to marry, and Jesus, being the intellect he was, did not want to marry, and he ran away to the east, so far east that he traveled through much of India and Asia, where he was heavily influenced by the teachings of someone who preceded him by about 500 years, the Buddha. The East's greatest spiritual teacher had crossed paths with Jesus of Nazareth, or more likely, one of the Buddha's disciples at one of the many Buddhist monasteries along the way. So now Jesus, finished with his travels and missing his mother, what boy doesn't miss his mother, returns to the Holy Land with all the newfound knowledge in the healing of arts like Reiki and acupuncture, hypnosis, meditation, philosophy, etc., come back preaching a new revolution and turns the Jewish establishment on its head. His charisma, stories, and courage to stand up to the man makes him a hero to the disenfranchised youth of the time and starts a revolution. Not that I believe that this tale either, because where is the proof for any of these mythologies? All the stories have some truth to them, like Zeus and the Greek gods and Romans that could have once been based on real characters in the human timeline. However, most of these stories are depictions or word of mouth or scrolls written hundreds of years after the actual event occurred. If I were to be born thousands of years from now and find the book Green Eggs and Ham, and am I to believe there was a character as Sam I Am and he had issues with people eating his hen and pig products? I happen to think eggs and ham are delicious, yet it doesn't mean that I will believe any old story attached to them. So my point is, I was told a lot of beautiful mythologies about God and the cosmos and the prophets and different legends from different cultures and I came to find after all of my study of science, archaeology, philosophy, and the other world religions that there is no substantial proof for God. At least not before the proof that I think I discovered as I was doing my research, because I found quite a bit. But again, it's all perspective. One person's pure science is another person's God. I find that very fascinating. So everything in life is someone's opinion for sure. I had what I considered to be a conversation with God since I was very young, yet this might be higher consciousness or maybe um, just an overactive creative imagination. Also, dissociative behavior from children of abuse or highly violent, volatile areas like constant arguing and yelling and screaming. You're going to dissociate. You're going to drift off. You may drift off into another realm. You might just be in your mind, but there's a connection between abuse and those people having the stronger connection with the divine, in my opinion. Yet that's okay. Who says we all have to figure it out? I don't believe we have to know everything, especially things that cannot be proved, especially when there are so many things that science has to share with us that can be proven that will take a lifetime just to observe. The one things have always perplexed me, though, however, is synchronistic events. Many times in my life, things have added up. The right people at the right time, the right opportunity at the right time, this and music and magic behind the science, where I find my God. I do not believe in a mythological creator. However, I do believe in a creator that creates through the physics it created. If the voice I hear in my head is not God, I accept it as my higher self, which can weed through all the bullshit and lead to my highest good and better decisions. What I sense and what I think might be going on in the universe is irrelevant to the fact that I am alive. I'm seeking my own truth, and I will not accept someone else's truth just because they say so. Even mine. You like what I'm saying? Discover it for yourself, experience it for yourself. Go ask your divine to show you and to share with you a divine, unique experience just for you. Don't even listen to me and my experience. That's what's awesome about being a human being. There's 8 billion different experiences going on, and they're all different. Snowflakes. We're all snowflakes. Well, you know what I mean. Not like that. Not woke snowflakes, but like soulful snowflakes. Individually strong, individually patterned after the divine. So special. There are so many mysteries, so much worth our time that are based in science. It just seems foolish spending so much time reminiscing over mythology. My hope for the world is that we will awake from a realization of true over fantasy and begin to spend more time learning science over fairy tales, spend more time in math over superstition, spend more time in astrology over astronomy, biology, biochemistry, physics, and the arts, and culturally evolve to where we are not living under the disguise of mythological worship in fear of letting go of the old thinking and embracing the future of reason and science. Like, for example, a lot of people believe in luck. I'm lucky. I have good luck. I have bad luck. I'm so unlucky. I don't believe in luck. I believe in a divine creator who runs everything. That's what I believe in. I don't need, whether you want to just choose to call that luck when I'm in alignment with that, great. But I don't believe in luck. I believe in a divine creator. But that's what I'm saying. Those are some of those old mythological things that people have to let go of. I grew up knocking on wood. Now, I don't believe now that when I knock on wood, it makes everything better anymore, but I have such a habit of it, I will do it regardless. But it doesn't mean I have any faith in it. My faith is in a divine creator. But that's me. Some people, their complete faith is in themselves. Only them, only they exist. I have my friend, Ronnie the Red, believes in himself. That's all there is. For him, it works for him. I believe in a divine creator. They created all of this, and I'm part of that creation. I love that thought. I love that belief. Some scientists negate the existence of any higher power. I do disagree with this thinking because I said before, synchronicity has been quite obvious in my life. For example, picking up the phone at the exact person that you are thinking of is calling you, or looking for a specific producer to take us from a local act to a national act, and boom, they're there. Life is magical, yet the magic is not based on some folklore or superstition. It is based on synchronicity of science, atomic molecules, and the intelligence that lives within all things. God is everywhere and in everything right under your nose. It is your nose.